I went backstage like 2-3 hours ago, and also for makeup. I'm wearing makeup if it's not visible. And I remember I was backstage many, many years ago when I started improv theater. Improvisational theater is like theater, but better. In that we don't learn the script, we invent the theater on the stage. And this was one of the first times me and my theater group back then, we had a huge audience, much like you, because this is huge in comparison to the 20 people that would come to bars and pubs to listen to our improv theater. But it actually makes sense with my speech, which I have not yet begun, by the way. And the speech is about how to prepare for the future. Now, improv theater is very similar. You go on stage, you have no script, and you just start acting. And it's theater. It's not stand-up. It's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be theater. And that's what we do. But we need to rehearse. We need to practice. We practice once or twice a week for something that did not exist. This is what the future looks like. We don't really know how it will be, but we need to practice and have a muscle about it. Now, I have two news, good news and acceptably good news. But mainly bad news. Now, the first bad news is that there is no future. We have no future. Now, welcome to a future when there is no future. What we do have from now on are futures, various types of probable and improbable futures in which me, you, and everyone else is going to be needing to be better prepared. How do we prepare for the unknown? Are there skills we can build, habits we can nurture that can help us be better prepared and practice for the future? Now, let's pick a year in the future. Let's pick 2050. Now, this sounds really far away for most of you. But let's look at 2050 backwards. 25 years ago. Who remembers life 25 years ago? Come on, don't be shy, even if you were 10. Right. 25 years ago, this is the year 2000. I was in 10th grade. The Twin Towers were still up. Friends, season 6 just aired. PlayStation 2 appeared. And Vladimir Putin became president of the Russian Federation. For some of you, 25 years ago don't seem that far away. So how could the world look like in 2050? How do we work? How do we build relationships? How do we love? How life is in an era of AI, quantum computing, accelerated climate change, geopolitical fragmentation, and technocracy. The future might be a new type of career. It might be a different ways of working and deeper integration of technology into our daily lives, reshaping the way we learn, the way we connect, and the way we thrive. But we might look at different types of futures because this is a very beautiful image, right? Quite fake, obviously, but very beautiful. But what about less linear futures? Futures in which technocracy and decentralization are stronger. Futures in which our decisions are not ours that much, but are instead influenced by algorithms, corporate interests, or even collective decision-making systems. How could one prepare for a system or a future like that? Picture a world where people are struggling with AI quantum-based automation, mental health declines are rising due to overload of information, and decision-making is outsourced by AI. Sounds like a far-fetched future, but it actually sounds a bit like the present that we're living now. Many jobs will become obsolete, and those unprepared will face economic and mental instability, or even become what I would call slaves of the algorithm. The importance of adaptability, emotional resilience, and critical thinking has never been stronger. Remember this question from now on, and think about it. Now, how do we navigate these futures? I present to you a plan. It's not perfect, and that's why it's beautiful and useful. This is a flexible framework to help you get better prepared for the future, to have a higher purpose, commit to lifelong learning, build agility, and nurture relationships. What is your purpose? When you wake up in the morning, why do you do what you do? As we look towards the future or futures, purpose will be even more important than ever. Studies show that 86% of Gen Z and 90% of millennials feel that a sense of purpose is very important, crucial to their well-being and their satisfaction at the job. But why? Because purpose gives us direction. It's our internal compass when everything feels screwed. Purpose gives us resilience, because if you are stuck, you need to have resilience. You need to go back. And it's not just about personal purpose. It's also about collective purpose. Communities built around shared values thrive, not just survive. They're more adaptable and more creative. But how do you find purpose? Now, here's something practical that you can do. Start by journaling or writing. Write down your core values and the moments in life, or the moments of your life that mattered. Who were you with? Why did you take those decisions? And then find inspiration, like these types of events. Talk to people who inspire you. Read, listen, explore. Because purpose doesn't just appear. It's discovered through action and reflection. The world around us, obviously, and you've heard this before today, is changing faster than ever. AI, automation, climate, everything is, abundantly coming towards us. And that's why learning is no longer optional, it's essential. A recent study shows that 65% of Gen Z is motivated by professional development opportunities. They know something important. Learning is essential to staying relevant. And learning is not just about formal degrees. It's about this superpower that we've heard before called curiosity. AI, automation, etc., but they might replace jobs, but creativity, critical thinking, and empathy remain crucial to our lives. And these come from continuous learning. How could you build this? Be curious for 15 minutes a day. Pick a subject, a skill, a topic that you're interested in, and spend 15 minutes a day. Or pick a day and become vegan in time. Then teach it to someone else. Why? Because teaching everyone around you with something that you've learned makes that learning better for you. Learning, in the end, is not just about keeping up with the future. It's about creating your own. In a world where change is abundant and the only constant, agility is your greatest asset. It's not just about moving fast. It's about adapting fast, thinking, and bouncing back from failure and setbacks. And it's not just me saying this. 93% of business leaders say that agility is critical for long-term success. But the problem is that agility isn't just about business or leadership. It's about our own personal development, our own emotional and cognitive flexibility. How do you manage stress? How do you manage uncertainty? How do you remain resilient when the world goes to you know what? And here's the truth. Mental health and mental well-being will define success just as much as skills, practice, or intelligence. You can be brilliant, but if you can't face change, you won't progress. So how do you build this agility? You say yes to things that make you feel uncomfortable. For some of you, that might be speeches. You try a different approach to something similar, because experimenting stretches our abilities. Agility, in the end, is not about knowing what's coming. It's about being ready for anything. The problem with the future, or one of the problems with the future, is that it will be highly interconnected, but strangely also more disconnected than ever. Technology links us all, but loneliness keeps on rising. A recent study from the Harvard University, the study of adult development, this is an 85-year-old research study, shows that the single biggest predictor of long-term happiness is the quality of your personal relationships. Nothing else. Not money, no fame. Emotional intelligence, empathy, and all the things that you've heard today define those who thrive, not those who merely survive. How do you nurture, this thing? Well, have a deep conversation a month with somebody that you care, or a friend, or even a stranger. Create a personal advisory board around you for those big decisions. Pick the people that you respect the most and ask them once every 6 months to have a conversation with you. You know, a group of trusted people you can take with you on this wonderful journey called the future, especially for those big decisions that you need to take. Because connection isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what keeps us healthy, adaptable, and I'd say happy. This is plan. Again, it's not perfect, it's very perfectible, just like your future. In the end, welcome to the power of small good, small habits. Whether it's refining your purpose, expanding your knowledge, creating resilience, and nurturing your networks, these steps matter. Because the future is not one path, it's an array of possibilities. And the more you understand, the more futures you might live in, the better you might be. Plan, again, is a framework that can help you not just look at the future, but react to it.